Never mind.
I mean, we're all captains and you're captains.
Yeah, but
here,
DC3
so-
happens.
All right. Good luck.
I still do not have it. Script 6. I
Oh,
believe Tina.
here.
There should be another one.
I can get by with that one.
Yeah, no.
This is not script 6, it's script 5.
That one was.
Well, that would not. That'd be a quick match. Boy, it wasn't in like it wouldn't believe.
Best thing we've ever seen.
Regina, don't count as a thunderstorm.
Okay.
Fight for your coach's love. Here you go.
We have your son, that's an advantage.
Not really. Yeah.
Yes, and you won't be able to go with this dinner.
Yeah, like every night.
Good.
It doesn't
It'll
matter
just
how
be
long
the
you-
three of us joining.
It
Because
doesn't
Tim
matter how
probably
long-
gonna go right home too.
I gotta go home with these guys. Well, I gotta come back tonight for a dress rehearsal in the small theater.
Bob, you know, you could take them to Brooks's and leave them there.
Going.
All right. We gotta get this one home, so we better get going.
All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. These are the toughest questions we can come up with. Well, maybe not. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Here we go. Question number 1. This is the smallest positive number, which cannot be represented as a sum of at most 3 squares, and there are this many Millennium Prize problems. This is also the smallest number of sides a non-constructible regular polygon can have. What is this most likely rolled sum of a pair of 6-sided?
Sean.
3.
We can only have one.
Yeah.
What was your answer, Sean?
Is it 3?
I'm sorry, no. Of 6-sided dice. Other Cooperstown, anybody want this?
36.
It is 7.
7.
7 come 11. Los Trabajos de Persiles y Sigismunda, published posthumously in 1617, was his last work. He was called the Prince of Wits, and his masterpiece,
Tom.
Cervantes.
Cervantes, is correct. The captain of ship's master Christopher Jones measured 10 feet by 7, but that was luxurious compared to the space allotted to passengers. It took 2 months to reach its destination, sailing against the wind, for what ship that left Plymouth Harbor?
Tom.
The Mayflower.
The Mayflower is correct. Parts of this ductless organ include the marginal zone, the B-cell corona, and the pals, or periarterial or lymphoid sheaths, where T cells are prominent. What is this organ that is divided into red pulp and white pulp?
Bone
marrow. I'm sorry, no. And whose function is to remove old red blood cells from blood.
Riley.
Spleen.
The spleen is correct. It precedes an explanation, enumeration, or list. It's also used in ratios before subtitles.
Tom.
That'd be a colon.
That would, in fact, be a colon. All right, I'm going to ask you to watch your monitor, but you don't have a monitor, so don't watch your monitor. I'm just going to give you a clue to a 2-word rhyming phrase. A small store where naval maps are sold.
Riley.
Chart mark.
A chart mark is correct. Henry's law relates this quantity for a gas to the gas's partial pressure. Rules governing it state that acetates and nitrates always have it, but barium sulfate does not. What is this property measuring how much of a substance can be dissolved in another?
Tom.
Solubility.
Solubility is correct. It allied itself with Germany in both world wars and became a communist satellite of the Soviet Union after World War II. What is this country whose
Major.
I'll finish it. Whose eastern border is the Black Sea and whose capital city is Sofia?
Riley.
Bulgaria.
Bulgaria is correct. That brings us to the end of round 1.
35-0. Cooperstown B.
Reggie, do you want to get in here?
I'm going out for the third round.
Yeah, we 6 so far.
Say she's enjoying watching you get drunk.
Hey.
Yeah.
Have we changed the names, or we're just gonna let?
Don't worry about it, yeah, just let them go, that's fine.
Okay. Here's the answer auction. Cooperstown A, it's A is here, right?
Yep,
Cooperstown A, you have first choice of category, or no, not first choice of category. You will get the first bid in the answer auction. The first folio of William Shakespeare's plays included 11 historical plays, which dealt with the lives of 7 different English kings. How many of those rulers can you name? A, opening bid.
7.
7.
Oh, 7.
All 7.
Yep.
Do it.
Go for it.
Yeah,
Go for it. They can have it.
I know we can have it, Tom. You don't have to tell me.
come on, guys, come on.
All right. Ready?
Go.
All right. Richard III,
That's 1.
Henry VIII,
That's 2.
Lear, King Lear.
I'm sorry. So, for 20 points, give me 1 that they haven't given me. They've given me Richard III and Henry VIII.
They were
We need an answer, please?
Henry the Sixth.
Henry VI, it is, yes.
Okay,
They had John, Richard II, Henry IV, Henry V, were the ones that you didn't get to, but you didn't need to.
Wrote even worse.
all right,
all right. Yeah.
All right.
got it.
Toss-ups, leading to bonuses. Substitutions, we good?
Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll stay. 'Cause-
Okay. First bonus is in the category physics. Here's the toss-up. Myron Good argues that because there is insufficient CP violation in anomalous kaon regeneration, this material is not affected by gravity. An atom of it was produced at CERN in 1997.
Yes, right.
Antimatter.
Antimatter is correct. Here's your bonus in physics. What French physicist who discovered radioactivity and named his SI unit shared the 1903 physics Nobel with Pierre and Marie Curie?
Answer, please?
Henri Becquerel. Becquerel discovered radioactivity in what chemical element of the actinide series?
Answer, please?
Uranium.
Uranium is correct. Uranium-238 decays into thorium-234 through the emission of one of what particles composed of 2 protons and 2 neutrons, the equivalent of the nucleus of a helium atom?
That'd be an alpha particle.
It would be. The depleted variety of uranium is often extracted from what ore, the main commercial source of uranium?
Answer, please?
The bauxite.
No, we would accept pitch blende or yellow cake, either one. Bauxite is aluminum. Next bonus is in the category 19th century novels. In German, it's Es gibt. In Spanish, it's I. In French, it's Il y a. What is it in English?
Sean?
This, a demonstrative.
No.
There is.
Okay, there is the correct answer, yes. And here's your bonus. Category 19th century novels. The title character's name is Quasimodo, but the protagonist of what 1831 Victor Hugo novel is Esmeralda?
Hunchback of Notre Dame.
That's correct. Set just before the Jacobite uprising of 1715, what 1817 historical novel by Sir Walter Scott sends the narrator to Scotland in search of stolen documents?
Answer, please?
Braveheart.
The answer is Rob Roy. The 5 novels making up the Leatherstocking Tales were 19th century works by what American author?
James Fenimore Cooper.
That's correct. Funny thing about that. The Sorrows of Young Werther, the best known of his works to the general public, was a loosely autobiographical novel by what German author?
Kant.
Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. Native Americans, the category of the next bonus. And here is the toss-up. Lithium and anticonvulsants are among the most common treatments for this psychological disorder.
Bipolar.
Bipolar disorder is correct. Native Americans, the category of your bonus. The Iroquois used strings or belts with knots and beads for records of tribal stories and legends, and also served as money and measuring tools. What were they collectively called?
Wampum.
Wampum is correct. Members of what tribe confounded Japanese listeners by sending military messages in their own language during World War II?
Navajo.
Navajo is correct. More than 75% of the Navajo living in the U.S. live in which 2 southwestern states?
Arizona and New Mexico.
That's correct. And finally, Geronimo and Cochise were among the chiefs of what tribe that fought both the U.S. and Mexico for decades in the Southwest?
Apache.
They were the Apaches. Yes. European geography, the category of the last bonus. Here's the toss-up. Curves named after this shape have equation y squared equals x cubed plus a times x plus b, and were used to prove Fermat's last theorem. The simplest Lissajous figures are the shapes of the paths of objects trapped in orbit by inverse square. Ellipse is correct. Here you go. Here's your European geography category. Down A. What river and mountain range bearing the same name are considered the eastern boundary of Europe?
Urals.
Urals is correct. Name either of the European rivers longer than the Ural.
Danube?
The Danube.
The Danube is correct. The Volga is the other. What's the largest country of Europe by both area and population?
Russia.
Russia is correct. And finally, what is the smallest with an area of only 100 acres and a population of 842?
Vatican City.
Vatican City is correct.
Okay.
Okay. Of 3 rounds, the score, Jim?
125 to 30.
That's really not as bad as I thought it was.
Done?
Okay, Rich.
Any substitutions? Let's make
Yes.
it count.
Like, we were teaching some people first than this.
Honestly, it's a piece
Because we didn't
Going up, boys. We've got 2 rounds.
2 rounds, plenty of time.
I wouldn't wait too long though.
Categories for this round are Aussie, 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 Oi, 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 Earth, and not exactly golf. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie is about Australia, for those of you who might have guessed. Oi, 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 all of the answers will contain the syllable Oi. Earth, all of the answers will have Earth in them. And not exactly golf, big surprise. All the answers will sound like golf terms.
We're going to do not exactly golf. Not exactly golf.
Okay.
Good for you.
They're doing not exactly golf. Where's the remainder? Aussie.
Oi. Boy.
Oi, they're going to do oi. That, by the way, you can tell. Talk to Scott about that because Scott
I'm
Bush,
sure.
he lived in Australia for a while. So did Tina. That's one of their cheers. Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi. Not exactly golf category. Are you ready? Okay. Some of these are easy. All the answers will sound like golf terms. What element has the atomic symbol Fe?
Iron.
Yes. What political party's presidential candidate in 2012 was Jill Stein?
Green. Green.
Green is correct. In computer science, what is a software component used to interface with hardware devices?
A converter.
No. What's defined as a 16th century neck piece gathered into full regular folds? Rough, yes. What type of automobile runs sometimes on petroleum products and sometimes on electricity?
Hybrid.
Yes. Give either of the words that can be used to denote a piece of pie.
Slice.
Slice is correct. What 1991 film featured Robert Williams as an adult version of Peter Pan? Robin Williams, yes.
Hook.
Hook is correct. What verb beginning with P means move with little energy or purpose?
Putt.
No. In statistics, this letter refers to distribution.
T.
T is correct. What verb beginning with F means fall off in energy, activity, or interest?
Flounder.
No. So you got 1,
Seven.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well done. 70 out of 100. Still 30 Cooperstown with these immediate answers. In computer science, what is a software component used to interface with hardware devices?
1, 2.
BIOS.
It's a driver. What verb beginning with P means move with little energy or purpose?
To putter.
To putter, yes. And finally, what verb beginning with F means to fall off in energy, activity, or interest?
Flop.
Flag.
I was thinking fade, yeah.
Fade,
Shot fade,
yeah,
yeah.
fade actually could be used, but
Like,
Okay, they got 10, yes?
yeah.
Contest file.
I wasn't score.
Okay. and
You got 10 to that, they got 7.
You chose oi. All of the answers will contain the syllable oi. Are you ready? Not me. What was discovered in Turkey by Heinrich Schliemann in 1868?
Koi.
No. What androgynous singer-songwriter was born George Allen O'Dowd in 1961?
David Bowie.
No. What bivalve mollusk was once thought to be unsafe to eat in months without an R in their name?
Oyster.
Yes. What commander of the Black Sheep Squadron downed his 26th enemy plane the day he himself was shot down?
Please?
Barrow and
No.
on.
No. What's the Yiddish word for Gentile?
Answer, please.
Goy.
Yes, boy is correct. What are the ace, king, queen, jack, and 10 in the same suit?
A royal flush.
Yes. At least one of what type of Russian-built spacecraft serves the International Space Station as an emergency vehicle?
Soyuz.
Yes. Named for an Irish land agent, what tactic involves not buying something as a protest?
Boycott.
Yes. From what legume is tofu made?
Soy.
Yes. What verb means spread out military troops to form an extended front?
Deploy.
Deploy is correct.
7.
So a chance to pick up 30. Cooperstown. What was discovered in Turkey by Heinrich Schliemann in 1868?
Oil.
Troy. The ruins of Troy. What androgynous singer-songwriter was born George Allen O'Dowd in 1961?
Boy George.
Boy George is
Very
correct.
good.
What commander of the Black Sheep Squadron downed his 26th enemy plane the day he himself was shot down?
Roy.
Ray Pappy Boyington. So that brings us to the end of round 4.
Our score is 205 to 110.
Aha! It's getting closer and closer.
I mean, we can actually both got 8 points for that. But it seems like
I know, I am.
Okay, cannot end in a tie.
Yeah, I know.
Wait, is it a tie right now?
No, no.
House of Representatives and the Senate, serving three,
Yes.
Daniel.
I'll finish it, serving 3 times as House Speaker and from 1825 to 1829 as Secretary of State. Henry Clay is correct. Well done. Math toss-up. If a Monte Carlo simulation is used for a spinner with equally probable spaces labeled 1 through 7, what would be the expected sum for 100 spins? You have 15 seconds.
35.
Or no.
Answer, please.
That's consultation. Okay, so the answer is 400.
400 to have been 350.
400, according to my math guy,
Doesn't matter, you got it wrong either way, so.
and you know him, so you can go and call him if you want to. He participated in the Risorgimento movement, which resulted in the unification of Italy. I'll finish it. Being elected to the provincial council, good guess though, in 1859. But it's for his music, not his politics, that he's famous. Who was this composer of the operas Il Trovatore, Rigoletto, La Traviata, Aida?
Vivaldi.
Giuseppe Verdi or Joe Green to you.
Not to me.
Okay.
Question was the, that.
Question number 20. Talking about the math question.
Yes.
Well, feel free to comment.
Yes.
Lattice energy can be calculated by summing an enthalpy of sublimation, ionization energy, and this value. This number measures the stability of an anion and is the conceptual opposite of ionization energy. Name this quantity equal to the amount of energy given off when a neutral atom gains an electron.
The ionization.
Sorry, no. Can you take it? Cooperstown B.
Reduction.
No, electron affinity is where the answer is. Peter Royal the Elder, Peter Royal the Younger, and Anthony Van Dyck were among the painters from the region sometimes called the Southern Netherlands who gained world prominence. The name Flanders for the Dutch,
Belgium.
I'll finish it. The name Flanders for the Dutch-speaking region of northern Belgium gives us what adjective applied to these painters and others from the region. Correct answer is Flemish. Under the Dutch East India Company, the Netherlands became the ruling power of this nation, naming its capital city Batavia. Name this country of more than 14,000 islands. The most popular,
Indonesia.
Indonesia is correct. Alliteration is a figure of speech in which an initial consonant is used repeatedly. Sam and Sally Smith swam at Syracuse is a particular form of alliteration because it,
Tongue twister?
I'll finish it, because it repeats the letter S. What is this type of alliteration called?
Sibilant.
Sibilance is correct. It looks something like Spanish on the printed page, but the spoken language has the nasal qualities and the long consonants of spoken French.
Catalan.
I'll finish it. What is this official?
Portuguese.
Portuguese is what we're looking for, yes. In polar bears and certain blowfish, this organ is extremely toxic due to the large amount of
Liver.
liver is correct. The first one, weighing 700 pounds and lighted by 125-watt light bulbs, came about because of a local ban on fireworks. Today's version weighs almost 6 tons, is covered by 2,688 crystals, and lighted by 32,000 LEDs. What is this
Oh gosh, I was thinking Eiffel Tower.
called time? What is this celebratory object?
You mean New Year's Eve ball? New Year's Eve ball?
Yes. His success as a military commander in Sulla's Second Civil War led Sulla to add the word Magnus, meaning the great, to his name. He married Julius Caesar's daughter Julia, who was this Roman who joined Caesar and Crassus in the short-lived First Triumvirate.
Scipio? Scipio?
I'm sorry, no. Pompey the Great. The factor that is named for him can be divided by the partition function to give the probability that a system is in a particular energy state. With James Clerk Maxwell, he names the distribution that describes molecular velocities in a gas. Who is this man who also co-names a law governing blackbody radiation with Stefan?
Planck?
Not Planck. Can you take it? Cooperstown D.
Fermi?
No, it is Ludwig Boltzmann, the Boltzmann constant. In it, characters named Piscator and Venator argue over which of their sports is better, with Piscator championing fishing as the contemplative man's recreation. Named this book by 17th century Englishman Isaac Walton. Sorry, no.
Pass.
The answer is the complete angler. Its Latin motto translates as, "We dare defend our rights," a defiant statement in Civil War times, but also
Alabama.
Alabama is correct. He came to the U.S. in 1979 after his overthrow for cancer treatment. He was accused of using his secret police to savate
The Shaw. Shaw, no.
I'll finish it. Of using his secret police in Savak to mistreat and abuse citizens. And a protest against his refusal to stand trial and the U.S.'s support of his regime led to more than 60 Western diplomats and embassy staff being held hostage until the day Ronald Reagan took office as president. Give the title Mohammad Reza Pahlavi had held before being deposed. You're close.
Shah of Iran.
Shah of Iran. We needed the, not just Shah, but Shah of Iran. And that brings us to the end of the match. What's the final score?
265 to 170.
All right, well played.
As close as I thought it would be.